Hello! As you guys can probably tell by my glorious headgear, today's video is about Disney World. Today marks 99 days till me and my sister go back to Walt Disney World Resort in Florida for 2 weeks on the 6th of September. And I thought I would make a little video about how we go about doing that, because I get a lot of questions. I get asked, how do you afford to go? How much does it cost? How do you get around to going? What do you have to do? What do you get? So I thought I'd do a little video about it, and you guys can watch that if you're interested, if you guys are interested in going, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be good. Also, my ears are from a shop on Etsy called Ears Aplenty. I will link them down below for you guys. Okay, so first some outlining. I go to Walt Disney World Resort in Florida, not to be confused with Disneyland in California. There are 5 Disneys altogether. Disneyland in California, Walt Disney World in Florida, Tokyo Disneyland, Euro Disney in Paris, and Shanghai Disneyland. And 6 if you include the cruise line. Disneyland in California is the only one Walt Disney ever stepped foot in. It was the only one he ever saw finished. He started doing Florida and then he died very tragically. All of the rest of them followed consequently. The fun Disney fact, I love fun Disney facts, the reason it is called Walt Disney World is because Walt's brother Roy took over the Walt Disney World company after Walt died, and decided that he wanted it to be called Walt Disney World because he didn't want everybody to forget where it started and forget the man who started it. I think the quote is, nobody knows who Henry Ford is, and so he wanted it to be somewhere where everybody knew who Walt was, and I think it's a very nice testament to his brother. What is Disney World? The Disney World is made up of 4 major theme parks. The Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, formerly known as Disney's MGM Studios, so I'm sorry if I start referring to it as MGM Studios, I'm going to try really hard not to, and Disney's Animal Kingdom. It also has 2 water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach, and 1 downtown shopping district called Disney Springs. It used to be called Downtown Disney, so I also apologise if I get that wrong at any point during this video. First thing you will need for your booking Walt Disney World holiday is a red notebook. You guys remember the red notebook from the dyslexia video? Told you it was coming back. Red notebook is, like I said, this red notebook is probably one of the most important things I actually own. So what we do is we shop around for the best price. You can look anywhere that sells holidays, but personally I would suggest going with the Walt Disney World Travel Company. You get the best prices, you get the best deals, you get to see exactly what's there, you get to look around at everything. They give you the best breakdowns of all of their hotels. I would suggest this. The first year we went in 2015, we went with Thompson and didn't have any issues with Thompson. The only issue I had is they didn't sit us together on the way home. But Disney just look after you. We got so many more special extras when we went with Disney. We got something called a memory maker, which Disney has photopass photographers, professional photographers, and they take pictures of you and they add it onto your Magic Band, and you get to download those pictures. They send it straight to the little app that you have as well. We will come back to these, and you get it for free. We got it included in our price. If you don't have it included in your price, it's about $27 to buy it. So if you buy with Disney, you get that. They also send you personalized emails to tell you stuff that's happening. So they tell you when you're allowed to book dining reservations, when you're allowed to book fast passes, just a reminder of stuff that's out and about. And you also get transport. Free transport. So the other thing that happened with Thompson was we had to pay an amount because I could not drive at the time, or I hadn't passed my driving test when we booked, so we needed transport to and from our hotel to the airport, and I had to pay extra money for that. Disney give you that complimentary. It's called the Disney's Magical Express, and they pick you up and they drop you off at your hotel. Very, very simple. Didn't have to pay for it. So I would suggest going with the Walt Disney World Travel Company. Now, I'm not going to tell you how the Walt Disney World Travel Company website works. It's very, very simple. You go onto the website, you click Walt Disney World, and you follow the instructions on the site. It's not hard. there's a site with, there's a page with flights, page with hotels, page with Disney tickets, anything like that. It's not difficult. When you get through to the last page, it will give you a breakdown of everything on the page, everything you get, and one price, a whole price of everything you get in Disney. Now, what you get for that price is your flights to and from the UK to Orlando International Airport and home again. You get the Walt Disney World Magical Express, which is transportation from Orlando International to your hotel. You get your ticket entry to and from the park, you get your hotel room, you get the memory maker. This year, me and my sister got a voucher for $100 spending money because they had a deal, which is another thing that I say is really good about booking with the travel company, is they just gave us this $100 thing because that was the deal they had. You have to look at what deals. We also got this year 2 free nights because that was the deal they had on. They have the free Disney dining deal on at the minute, which we always miss because we always book ours in January and the dining deal comes out in April, so we always miss that one, but that's okay. So you get one price for everything. So everything I just told you is which this year for me and my sister to go in 2018. Also this year me and my sister are staying in a slightly more expensive hotel because they are doing building work in the hotel we're staying in. So the way Walt Disney World hotels work are they're tiered, so you get values, moderates, exclusive or luxury. I can't remember what the top bracket is called of the hotels. We usually stay in moderate hotels. Usually we stay in value hotels. This year we're staying in a moderate hotel because we got it at a value price, which is another thing that you probably won't find in other places. So this year our total price came to £3,649.51. Okay, that was it. For everything I just told you, that was it. You have to pay a £300 deposit, which is fine. And then so then we break that price down per person, which was £1,674.75. And then we break it down again. So then the way we break it down is we break down that 1647 over 6 months. So we book ours in January and we had to pay the last of our deposit on the 27th of June, which is I think is in 3 weeks time or 4 weeks time. It's the end of May, so the end of June, next month. The end of next month. We have to pay that. So we break that number down over the 6 month period. So this year it was £280 a month. When you think about it that way, it's actually not bad. £280 a month. I say it's not bad. You have to remember, I am a single person. I live with my parents. I pay my parents' rent. I don't own my own house. I do have a car, and I do pay for my own car, but I don't have kids. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not saving to buy a house. So I know me sitting here saying £280 isn't a lot. Depending on your financial situation, it's not a lot. For me personally, for what I do and what I have to pay for each month, it's not bad. So that's what you get Disney-wise. Now, a question I get asked quite a lot is, what about Universal Studios? When you book your Walt Disney World holiday through the Walt Disney World Travel Company, you don't get Universal Studios tickets. You have to buy those separately. In 2015, when we went with Thompson, and I also had to buy the tickets separately. So depending on where you go, depending on who you buy it from, you buy them separately. Now, the way you buy your Universal tickets is very, very simple. If you stay with Disney, like we do every year, we stay on the complex at Disney World. It's very simple. You go onto the Universal Studios website, you click the 2-park or 3-park, they've got a water park there now, so you pick which ticket you want, you just pay for it, they send you an email and you go to the kiosk at the park and you print it out there. It's very, very simple, but it does not come included in the price I just told you. So this year, after me and my sister pay for Disney World, we then have to go and pay for our Universal ticket on top of it. So Universal Studios is at the other end of iDrive. It takes about 20 minutes to half an hour to get there. It doesn't take very long. but there is not a bus. So Disney World has buses within their complex, but that's it. There are buses you can get. There are also taxis you can get. So, or you can hire a car. So Disney World, like I said, will give you transportation, free transportation to and from the airport, but you can hire a car from the front desk at your Disney World Resort Hotel, or they do have a car hiring place actually on the complex, so it's not difficult if you do want a car and you want to go to Universal Studios, or you want to go to iDrive or Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, you can do that. We don't do that. Me and Olivia, we do go to Universal Studios. I don't drive in the States because they drive on the wrong side of the road for me. And there's not a lot of point in us hiring a car because we get free transport while we're on the complex. So we get taxis. The taxis can cost anywhere between $30 and $40, which is quite a lot of money. So you have to work out which is more beneficial for you. The buses take 3 hours though. So the choice is yours what you want to do. It's very easy to get a taxi. They pull up right in front of the hotel and they drop you off right in front of the hotel. It's not hard. We quite like doing it. The taxi drivers are quite enjoyable to talk to actually. They're obviously very interested because we're tourists, so they like to talk to us. So we don't mind. So basically that's what you get, and my advice to you would be you have to decide which is good for you. Also, the time of year you go is so important. So we always go in September because that's when the kids go back to school. It's cheaper then. If you go, we were looking up, Epcot do lots of different events during the year, and I would like to go to the Flower and Garden event, which takes place, which is March through the beginning of June, and I would really like to go, but that's when spring break is. And it's so expensive to go during spring break and so busy, I would never ever going to be able to afford it. So my advice would be go when it's cheaper. January is a good time to go. Between May and the beginning of July, and then from the beginning of July up through August is when the States are on holiday, so that's the really busy summer season, and obviously it's the height of summer. And then September is a good time to go, but it is during hurricane season, so be aware that you might get stuck in your hotel for a couple of days. Although the likelihood of it happening to us 2 years in a row is so little. So yeah, that is my little advice on how you get to Disney World and what you do and what you get included in your price and what you also need to add. The other thing that you will need to make sure you have is an in-date passport, obviously, and a visa. The visa is not complicated, but if you're filling it in, get someone to check it. We have to get new visas this year. They're about £15 each. They're not very expensive to do, but they are a little bit time consuming, and you need to make sure you do that before you go. And yeah, that's it. Spending money is the other thing. Me and Olivia usually we exchange £300 into dollars, depending on what the exchange rate is, so we get about $400, $500 in cash, and then we take whatever else is in our bank account. You have to just be aware, whatever you take as spending money is also your money for food. You do not get, unless you get the free Disney dining deal, or there is something called a dining plan, which I have looked up and I've done a lot of research on, and I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on it, and everybody has told me it's not really worth it. So something you'd have to look into, but you would also have to pay for all your food. You do not get food included in the price. So you have to. That's my advice. This is just one girl's advice on how you get to Disney World. It's the question I get asked a lot, and so this is why I'm doing this for you guys. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and I am going to do another Disney video soon. I'm going to do Disney tips, so my top, if you are going to Disney World, these are my top tips for it, and I might do my favourite places to eat in Disney World as well, because I think that's quite a cool video. Might get Olivia to come and do that one with me as well, because we have different ideas where we like to eat, we like different things to eat. So yeah, Kwaherini!